A spider always seemed ordinary to me. 8 legs, a tiny body, spins a web, nothing remarkable. But once I actually started looking deeper into how a spider functions, everything shifted. I never expected to discover a creature this over-designed, this efficient, and this strange. For example, there are spider species that can literally fly, floating through the air on silk threads like tiny parachutes. Some even travel across entire continents and oceans this way. The further I went, the more stunned I became by how much I had never known. Spiders are about 400 million years old. That's older than dinosaurs, older than trees, older than flowers, forests, or anything we'd recognize as a modern world. And here's something that may surprise you. Technically, a spider isn't an insect. Calling a spider an insect is like calling a human a shark. Spiders belong to an ancient lineage known as chelicerates, creatures that split from the insect line over 500 million years ago, back when life was still learning how to survive on land. And spiders actually share ancestry with some creatures you already know today: scorpions, horseshoe crabs, and even ticks. Yes, those are their distant relatives. But what makes spiders truly remarkable isn't just their age, it's that their evolution produced traits found nowhere else in the animal kingdom.
So how did spiders become this unusual? What evolutionary forces transformed aquatic ancestors into 8-legged architects? And why did they invent silk, arguably one of nature's most advanced materials, long before they ever used it to make webs? To understand spiders, we need to travel back to a world barely recognizable as Earth. Around 400 to 450 million years ago, during the Silurian and Devonian periods, life was making its first serious push onto land. The continents were empty rock and primitive plants. There were no birds, no mammals, no dinosaurs, just arthropods. And among those early pioneers were the ancestors of spiders. These proto-spiders didn't yet have silk glands. They didn't have venom. What they did have were 8 legs, simple fangs called chelicerae, and a body plan that had evolved in the ocean, but was now being tested on land. Spiders separated from insects around 500 million years ago. While insects evolved 6 legs and eventually wings, the chelicerate lineage chose a different path: 8 legs, 2 body sections, and a completely different way of sensing the world. No antennae, no compound eyes in most species. Instead, they depended on simple eyes and extremely sensitive hairs covering their bodies. And here's something most people don't realize. Spiders evolved before flowers existed, before bees, before butterflies, before the ecosystems we associate with nature today. They were among the earliest complex predators on land, hunting in a world of ferns, mosses, and massive arthropod prey. Some of the earliest spider fossils, like Idmonarchne from around 305 million years ago, had traits we don't see in modern spiders, such as segmented plates on the abdomen and possibly a short tail. These were experimental forms, evolutionary prototypes testing what worked. But what truly set spiders on their path to dominance wasn't their legs or body shape. It was 2 revolutionary innovations: venom and silk. Venom is one of evolution's most elegant answers to a basic problem. How do you safely kill something that might kill you first? But here's what surprised me when I began researching spider venom. It didn't originally evolve to kill. It evolved for digestion. Early spiders had digestive enzymes in their gut, like most animals, but at some point those enzymes started being produced in glands near the fangs. When injected into prey, these enzymes began breaking down tissue externally, pre-digesting the meal before it was consumed. Over time, some of these enzymes mutated into neurotoxins. Instead of just dissolving tissue, they began disrupting nerve signals, paralyzing prey almost instantly. Venom gave spiders a massive advantage. They could overpower dangerous prey without a prolonged fight. And venom didn't evolve just once. It appeared independently in multiple spider lineages, each time producing unique chemical mixtures tailored to specific prey. Tarantulas developed venom optimized for insects and small vertebrates. Widow spiders evolved neurotoxins that target the nervous systems of larger animals. Funnel web spiders in Australia produce some of the most powerful venom on Earth, containing compounds capable of killing a human within hours. But most spider venom isn't meant to kill. It's designed to liquefy. Spiders are external digesters. They bite, inject venom packed with digestive enzymes, then wait as the prey's insides turn into a nutrient-rich soup they can suck out. Some species even evolved venom that works like an anesthetic. Certain tarantulas inject compounds that numb prey tissue, stopping the victim from struggling while digestion begins. Others use venom that hijacks muscle control, forcing prey into paralysis while it remains alive, fresh food stored for later. This is predation at a chemical level, and it set the stage for the next breakthrough: silk. If venom was the spider's weapon, silk became its superpower. Spider silk is one of the most extraordinary materials in nature. Pound for pound, it's stronger than steel. It's more elastic than rubber, stretching up to 40% of its length without snapping, and spiders have been producing it for over 380 million years. But silk didn't begin as a web-building material. It first evolved to protect eggs. Early spiders produced silk from specialized abdominal glands called spinnerets, wrapping their eggs inside protective cocoons. Over time, they found additional
uses drag lines as safety tethers, burrow linings, and eventually aerial traps. Here's where it becomes remarkable. Modern spiders don't produce just a single type of silk. They can produce up to 7 different varieties, each with unique properties. Dragline silk, the strongest, forms the framework of webs. Capture silk is coated with sticky droplets. Wrapping silk immobilizes prey. Each type is produced by a different gland, and spiders switch between them depending on the task. The golden orb weaver creates silk that literally shines gold in sunlight. Darwin's bark spider produces silk stronger than Kevlar, building webs that span rivers, some stretching over 25 meters. Some spiders abandon webs entirely for more creative uses of silk. Bolus spiders spin a single thread with a sticky ball, swinging it like a lasso to catch moths. Water spiders build diving bells, underwater air chambers made of silk. Others use silk for ballooning, releasing strands into the wind to travel hundreds of kilometers. But the most astonishing thing about silk isn't its material strength, it's that spiders use it as an extension of their nervous system. A spider's web isn't just a trap, and this completely amazed me. It's a full sensory organ. When prey lands on a web, vibrations move through the silk strands like signals traveling across a network. Spiders interpret these vibrations with extraordinary accuracy, identifying prey species from vibration frequency, estimating size from movement strength, and distinguishing between struggling prey, mating signals, and wind. Silk transmits vibrations with incredible efficiency. Each strand behaves like a tuned guitar string, resonating at specific frequencies. Spiders monitor the entire structure at once, either from the center or through signal threads. Research shows orb-weaving spiders can detect and locate prey in complete darkness using only vibrational information. Different web designs are optimized for different data. Orb webs detect flying insects. Funnel webs amplify ground vibrations. Cobwebs confuse prey while providing multiple signal pathways. Here's something that surprised me. Many orb weavers rebuild their webs daily. They dismantle the old structure, consume the silk to recycle proteins, recovering roughly 90% of what they invested, then construct fresh webs optimized for current conditions. The web is temporary architecture, a disposable sensory interface rebuilt to maximize hunting efficiency. It's extended cognition made physical, allowing spiders to sense their environment in ways their nervous system alone couldn't manage. But the strange part is that spiders don't rely on the web to be impressive. Their own bodies have features just as extreme. Spiders possess sensory and mechanical systems that feel almost engineered. Most spiders have 8 eyes, each serving different roles. But jumping spiders evolved something truly extraordinary: telescopic retinas. Their forward-facing eyes have layered retinas that move internally, scanning surroundings without head movement. They perceive depth through chromatic distance measurement, different light wavelengths focusing at different distances. They can see ultraviolet light invisible to us. This visual power allows jumping spiders to hunt without webs, leaping from distances up to 50 times their body length. But that explosive jump reveals another bizarre trait: hydraulic legs. Spiders don't have extensor muscles. Instead, they pump hemolymph, their blood, into their legs, creating internal pressure that forces the joints to extend. It's the same principle used in construction machinery, but miniaturized and biological. This hydraulic system delivers incredible jumping force, but it also creates a weakness. When the exoskeleton is punctured, pressure is lost, preventing proper leg extension. This is why dying spiders curl inward. Beyond vision, thousands of specialized hairs called trichobothria cover a spider's body. These hairs can detect air movements as small as 1/10 the width of a human hair. Some species use them to sense insect wing beats before prey even touches the web. Others detect airflow from approaching predators. One study found that certain spider hairs respond to sound wave frequencies, effectively allowing spiders to hear without ears through mechanical deflection of sensory structures. Everything about spider physiology seems finely tuned for predation through millions of years of evolutionary refinement. But it's the hunting behaviors where things become truly strange. Trapdoor spiders hide underground and launch sudden ambushes. Net-casting spiders throw silk nets at prey in complete darkness. Crab spiders shift color to match flowers. Ant-mimicking spiders disguise themselves to infiltrate colonies. But perhaps the most surprising discovery isn't the diversity of strategies. It's evidence that some spiders actually plan their attacks. Spiders have tiny brains. Most nervous systems fit inside the cephalothorax with space to spare. Jumping spiders, particularly those in the genus Portia, display planning-like behaviors. When hunting other spiders, dangerous prey that can fight back, Portia spiders perform reconnaissance. They observe target webs from a distance, sometimes for long periods, analyzing structure and position. Then they execute detours, approaching from angles that reduce detection. This suggests spatial memory and route planning, cognitive abilities usually linked to vertebrates. So what's going on inside brains the size of poppy seeds that makes this possible? One hypothesis is that spider cognition is deeply embodied. Intelligence isn't centralized in a brain processing abstract ideas, but distributed across sensory systems, tightly coupling perception to action. Webs become part of the cognitive architecture. Hydraulic legs provide decision-making feedback. Sensitive hairs generate real-time tactile maps of the environment. Spider intelligence may not function like ours. It might be a form of cognition we don't yet have the frameworks to fully understand. Evolution hasn't stopped. It's happening right now in every spider population on Earth. Urbanization creates new selective pressures. Some species adapt to artificial lighting, using it to attract insect prey. Certain orb weavers now build webs near streetlights, exploiting concentrated food sources. Others have shifted activity patterns to avoid light pollution. There's even evidence that some species have evolved to live almost entirely indoors. Synanthropic spiders thrive in human structures, hunting household pests. These populations, isolated from their outdoor relatives, may be undergoing real-time speciation. Climate change drives further shifts. As temperatures rise, spider ranges expand. Some tropical species move into formerly temperate regions, creating new predator-prey dynamics and competition. Spiders have survived multiple mass extinctions. They outlived the dinosaurs. They persisted through ice ages, supervolcanic eruptions, and asteroid impacts. Barring a global catastrophe, they'll likely outlast us. Right now, I'm working to push the production quality higher, with better visuals, deeper research, and stronger storytelling,
But that takes significant time and resources. So if you enjoy these videos and want to see even bigger, better films in the future, your support truly means everything. Thank you sincerely. And until next time, you can watch this video right here. I think you'll love it.